What's up, guys? NepentheZ here, and welcome back to another episode of The Road to Glory. Lots of changes, guys. First of all, we're up to 841,000 coins. Second of all, EA have indeed released Thierry Henry Prime Icon Moments card. And I am going to do him as quick as possible, but probably not within a day or two. And I'll explain why. But first, before I do that, I had convinced myself that today was the day we move away from first owner Road to Glory, right? I was just in my mind, I'm like, look, I could literally, I know I have enough coins in the account to go out and buy Team of the Year Mbappe, Team of the Year Marcelo, and Team of the Year Ramos. And that alone would be just an absolute amazing set of players to put into the club. So I was going to do that. And I still want to kind of do that. And so when EA released Thierry Henry, my first thought was, first of all, he's expensive, right? EA done a little dodgy one, right? They released the base icon SBC, and it gave people the impression that Prime Icon Moments were going to require multiple icons. And they don't. They just require one. And instead of them requiring more icons to get the price up, because people were so well prepared, instead they've done this thing where they put 288 rated teams, 287 rated teams, 286 rated teams, with each 2 informs in each one, which makes it extremely expensive. And I don't necessarily want to pay for it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to work on building each squad with the players I have in my club as, you know, just the untradables like that, Ibrahimovic and Naldo. I don't care about those. They can go. My 91 Christian Eriksen. Like, this team's already 89 rated. I just don't have the chemistry. So I need to figure out whichever card I need to put in there to make it, to make it essentially, the right rating with the right chemistry. And I think if we did that and did that, it gets pretty close. It gets pretty close with just a few chem points off. So I will do it. It's just going to take some time, because not only that, I will be moving away from first owner when I get the coins to purchase the right players. But with the weekly objectives, I'm going to need... so from Milinkovic-Savic, we're going to need 10 Serie A players, or we're going to need a Serie A squad in general. And for Jerome Boateng, we're going to need to score with German players. So we can achieve, hopefully, both of these simultaneously. Not necessarily exactly the same time, but simultaneously. And then Guarin will get as well. And that'll be 3 more players to add to the pot for building this Prime Icon Henry. But I need the players themselves that I've got in the club to help with him without, building other squads. So without getting rid of those. On top of that, that's now all Rivals stuff. I did qualify for Weekend League this weekend because of Rivals. So because of the changes that EA made, I went and played 2 Rivals games. I won them both. You get 500 points for a win. So I already had 1,000 points, so I qualified immediately. And we're still in rank 2. Just because of getting these FUT birthday objective cards, I'm probably just going to finish rank 1 this week. I'll throw games because of the way they've changed it now. 1,900 points is Division 1. 1,800 points will still keep me in Division 1. So I'm going to, if this just gets way too sweaty, I'll just throw games all the way back down to 1,850 skill ranking, and then play back up to 2,300 skill rating, and then throw back down again so that I can achieve it easier, which is going to give us rank 1 points 100%. So we're going to get 2 ultimate packs and 2 mega packs on Thursday, which then I can then use those cards towards Thierry Henry as well if I haven't completed him by then. And that meant that I qualified for champs, and I'll be playing champs again. We're 5-0 at the moment. It felt good to be playing champs again, not going to lie. Just having a couple of weeks of doing nothing was a long enough hiatus for me. We're 5-0. I'll push on to a minimum of gold 3 this week. I do want to push on and play more, but with how much is going on and me wanting to clear my club out and work towards getting this non-first owner, it's not all going to happen overnight. I have so much in the club, so many players, so many consumables, so many fitness items, and to get rid of it all is going to be tricky. And so the reason why Henry is not necessarily going to be done immediately is because what we're going to do instead is we're going to grind the club to be efficient, especially now that 84s and 85s have spiked in price because of the middle icon SBC. Basically, it's just going to be way more efficient for me to do the 80 plus player picks. It's going to be way more efficient for me to do the 82 to 87s. It's going to be way more efficient for me to do even the gold upgrade and get rares that way. And so we're just going to fight through that, do maybe a few League SBCs. With that being said, what we can do for starters for today is we can complete the iconic part of the SBC. We're going to go and get our worst icon, which our worst icon is probably the goalkeeper, but I don't want to use him because he could always be super helpful somewhere down the line. Do I want to use Bergkamp? I want to keep Bergkamp, don't I? Just so that we can run Bergkamp and Henry together for a game or two, just for the memories, for the thanks. So we're going to put in Nakata up top there. We're going to get ourselves the first segment of Henry done, and we're going to get ourselves the 100k pack. And hopefully this pack will give us something good in it as well. And it's not going to. We don't even get a walkout. We get a board. It's an inform. Happy days. Mexican centre-back. I don't even know who that is. 81 rated Moreno. It's not a terrible card. For this stage of the game, it's not really a good enough card, but an inform is an inform in the game right now. Maybe some 80... Nope, just kidding. So lots and lots of players, which of course we can use in the club somewhere down the line. Peace check, not really worth much. We'll list him up. Raphael, probably the same. Probably not worth much. So we'll just put him up at 1400. And Plattenhardt, maybe worth a bit, just because he's German. Yeah, a little bit. German players right now probably going to go up in price. And I am going to commit, as I say, I'm going to commit 100% to getting the club non-first owner road to glory. But as I say, the issue will be is that it is going to take some time to transition. It's probably going to take a week or two to transition fully, whilst I get rid of all of the items that I don't care about, whilst we efficiently remove the club essentially and go into just purchasing players. Once I get enough coins to buy Marcelo Team of the Year, I could just go and buy Marcelo Team of the Year. And in fact, if I could, I'm close enough to the point where I nearly can afford Marcelo Team of the Year. I just can't quite. Let's have a look what he is. I know he was like 900,000-ish coins previously. And he's 1.1 million there. Let's see what the cheapest is. How close could I get? Damn, there's a lot of him available. Jesus, there is a whole bunch of these Marcelo cards on the market. Let's go up to like 800k. Let's see if we can get him. Let's see at 950 if they're floating around. So nothing at 950. So we're going to need about a million. We need more than 1 million coins. That's surprising. So 1,050,000. There you go. So I'm going to need 1,025,000, guys. So I'm about 200,000 coins short of having Marcelo. I don't need to sell much to be able to get there. Once some of these because these will go up in price now. They have started already. They will continue to go up in price. Once I get that 1 million, we'll purchase Marcelo and we'll go with him. But for the first 5 games, you're going to see my 5 games, my 2 FUT Rivals games, and we obviously use this team. It's time to make the changes. We're going to get Thierry Henry up there instead of Zlatan Ibrahimovic. And do you know who I really, really want? So what I kind of want to do is I want to put Bale there. I want to put Team of the Year Marcelo in here. And I know this is not in keeping with being efficient with not being efficient with first, non-first owner road to glory. But after putting this 94 Marcelo in here, this is good stuff, right? This is a great squad. And then I want to get rid of this Neymar. Not get rid of. I want to keep him for various reasons. But I really, really, really want this IN Robben card. He's 800,000 coins. He's an SBC that is crazy expensive, but it is brilliant. Now imagine this being my team by the end of this weekend with Thierry Henry up front. Now, that Zlatan Ibrahimovic comes off, but he'll be a super sub for us. And in fact, it's probably Raul that's going to be the guy that misses out in some regard. But if we have Henry up front, Ballack and Kante at CDM, Robben as one of my cams, and it will be Zlatan. Do you know what? I could still use Ibra. If we did that and then did that, I can literally still use Zlatan Ibrahimovic. So Henry at striker, Robben as my central cam, Ballack and Kante as my 2 CDMs, Gareth Bale my right cam, and as per usual, Ibrahimovic is my left cam. And I know people will say, Robben has the 2-star weak foot, which is unusable. I have used Gareth Bale with a 3-star weak foot for the longest time this year, and he does unbelievable things for me. 174 goals in 200 games with 71 assists. Because of the way the scoop volley shot works, you don't really need a strong weak foot in the cam role if you're playing in that way. You know, obviously having Neymar with the 5-star was big, and hilariously that means Raul will no longer be part of my squad. Alternatively, I could play Henry at one side and Gareth Bale at the other side, because one of the things I've experienced with Ibrahimovic recently is his lack of stamina. It just causes him issues running up and down the wing. He gets tired very quick. It's a brilliant card. So I think I would prefer to use him at striker, Henry at left cam, Bale at right cam, Robben at centre cam, and Marcelo team of the year in the team as well. And now this team already, straight off the bat, is just a way better team. Just like a way better team. Now, I don't have a right back that I could put in instead of Juanfran. So I know if I swap those two around, it's better for Varane. It's not actually not. It doesn't make any difference to Varane at all. And now we obviously get Juanfran off Chem. But once we go to a non-first owner, what we'll do is we'll buy headliner Lala anyway, because I want to put him in that right back role. And that's where we'll be. So that, guys, is the plans and the squad. We will get through Henry. I need to be efficient with how I do it. I don't want to. If we're going to go to a non-first owner road to glory, I can't sit here and then just burn, like, what is he, like 3 million, 3.5 million coins. I can't just sit here and just dump, less than that, 2.5 million coins, right? Because it's 3.3 million for the card, and the icon is 350k of that. So about 3 million, right? Now I'm going to have the 89 rated squad done. That's 600,000. And I'll probably be able to do 288 rated squads as well. That's another million. So if I'm shaving off almost 2 million coins off of this Henry is going to cost me 1.3 million. Now I have a lot of the other stuff in the club as well. But the more efficient I can be with getting him, the better it will be for the non-first owner road to glory in the long run. But this, guys, is going to be the end of the live video. Now we're going to go into the gameplay from Rivals and Champs. Let's go. Okay, guys, as we go into the gameplay, the first 2 games are FUT Rivals games, and the second set of games, the last 5 games, are FUT Champions games. And I want to get straight into the comments, guys. The first one is from JG19, and he says, "Hey Nep, I just wanted to say how I think FIFA 19 is a great step in the right direction. These are the 5 things I think are great. Number 1, change weekend league to 30 games. And yet, that was a brilliant addition. Can you remember last year, 40 games? Can you remember the first, I think, 3 months of FIFA 17? It was 40 games over a 2-day period. It was like Friday night at 1 a.m. or like 1 a.m. Saturday morning that FUT Champs opened. And then 1 a.m. Sunday night / Monday morning is when it closed. You had 48 hours to play 40 games of FUT Champs. And I did it on 2 accounts for like 6 weeks. I don't know how I did it now. Like, I couldn't even dream of playing that much FIFA in a weekend again right now. Yeah, the 40 games down to 30 games were nice. I'm not overly keen on the fact that the win percentage is actually more difficult to achieve the higher ranks. And I went through this, I think, on stream once before. The 3 Elite 2s that I've got this year, that same win percentage would have been Elite 1 last year. So even though technically I've finished Elite 2 3 times, I have got the win percent of Elite 1 3 times based on last year's games. Now, I know it's not based on last year's games and it's been reduced down, but that's definitely something that's interesting to be considered. Number 2, it made it so anyone can qualify for Champs. Another big positive in my opinion. And you know what? I thought that would make Champs much, much easier. Because when you put the barrier for entry into Champs at, you know, the win of the DKT, you're already limiting the number of people that can qualify to being people that are just good enough to win tournaments in the first place. So even the worst players in FUT Champs are relatively good. However, when you set the barrier for entry to FUT Champs like they have done this year, which is just based on time, and with the fact that it's relatively easy to get back into FUT Champs once you're there, 11 wins gets you back in every week. And even if you can't do that, just getting to 6 wins gets you half the way back in. So then you only need 1,000 more points from rivals throughout the however many weeks you want to take to get back in. I thought it would make Champs like easier in some regard. But what we've seen is we've actually seen it be just as equally hard, for the simple fact that a lot of people just don't play even if they can play. I've been talking to a few friends recently about some of the changes in Foot Champs and stuff. One guy that works like a regular job and just loves a bit of FIFA here and there, and he said he's been qualified for Foot Champs since about like week 6, and he's just never redeemed entry because he's basically, he just doesn't, he thinks he'll just get smashed every single game. And so I wonder how many people were sitting there every weekend playing in draft or rivals or online singles because they're scared to enter Foot Champs. And that's a fair assessment there. The third one is they gave us a whole bunch of new promos, some great, others not so great. Yeah, I agree with that as well. I think Headliners and Future Stars, brilliant promos. I think playing 4 players, whether we roll back to Jonathan Tah or that Martinez MLS card, or whether we look at the promos that we've got like this week with the Milinkovic-Savic and the Jerome Boateng, I love this. This is what I live for. Playing for something. I'm going to have a lot of fun this week playing the game and building towards those cards. I think that's very good. And yeah, there's been some dead promos as well, but not every promo is going to be for every person, and I got to take that on board. One thing that really kind of hit me a little bit was seeing the grand scheme of where people were placed in rivals, and the fact that the bar for Division 1 was basically at the bottom of the screen shows just how few people made it to that level. So even though I still got upset when I lost games in Division 1, or people would still mock me or call me a bad player even though I'm in Division 1, was genuinely at such a high ranking of player, albeit not the top 100, but still a high ranking of player, that when something wasn't for me, it's because they can't cater everything to that minuscule 0.1%. They've got to cater things to the people that are just all over the game. And so I kind of understand a little bit more that some promos aren't necessarily for me. Number 4 says, in my opinion, Rivals has been a success because everyone is able to get some great rewards no matter how bad you are if you grind, and could be great if they polish it off and change a few rewards next year. So for me, I hope next year Rivals becomes the competitive game mode and Champs is removed. And the way I want them to do that, this is just based off of other games that have a successful ranking system and successful esports, is that if they just remove Foot Champs altogether and replaced it with tournaments, or even tournaments that contain knockout stages like the World Cup mode did, maybe a Champions League tournament mode or something like that, but just more tournaments that are competitive, because this game is competitive by nature, but not competitive to the point where it's just do or die. And then with Foot Champs, they should still have very similar to what they have now, not exactly the same, like you say, I think polishing it off and such, but basically to get the best players in the game, there should still be a top 100 leaderboard in Foot Rivals, and it will be the 100 people that have the most skill ranking points. So, once you hit 2,400 points, you get to Division 1. Let's say the guy who's 100th in the leaderboard is like 2720 or something. Now, all of a sudden, I've got something to play for, because I'm like, damn, if I can get up there, I can actually get into the top 100 through grinding. And at that, then it's not about winning or losing or playing in 30 games. It's about grinding to get your best possible finish. And what they can then do is just take the best players with skill ranking and send those guys into the events. And people say, oh, what if you just get really high up and then just never play? Well, the way other games counter that is something called decay. So if you don't play over a certain period of time, you just start dropping points. So if you're at 2,500 points and it's like, okay, you get 48 hours. If you haven't played a single game of Rivals within 48 hours, you will just lose 50 points decay per day until you start playing again. So if you take 2 or 3 extra days there, then you're going to lose 150 points. You might drop out of the top 100. So I hope that Foot Rivals becomes the exclusive competitive mode next year, with changes to how it's interacted with and with rewards. And then number 5 for you is the Champions League content for the group stage and the road to the final stuff was great, and could do some really great UCL stuff on the whole next year. So if EA just improved gameplay and polish a few things off, next year we could see FIFA become great again. And yeah, you're absolutely right. EA aren't off the mark. I think gameplay, it's not even gameplay that's an issue, right? Because I think there's a lot of good about this game. What I think the biggest issue is that they just don't balance the game enough. Right now, scoop volleys, timed shots, first time shots, back to goal, regular finesse shots, El Tornado crosses, these are all things like drop back counter-attack, fast build-up. These are all things that are so overpowered that it just focuses everybody into this group of, hey, we're all doing this and whoever can do it better is the winner. I want viable options everywhere. I want crossing to be a tactic. I want tiki-taka to be a tactic. I want to be able to say, hey, I could use a 4-4-2 and it will still perform as good as a 4-2-3-1. And I want to be able to use the 4-1-4-1 and it can still perform as good as the 4-1-2-1-2 narrow. But because they don't balance the game very well, it leaves us in this world of just boredom, because everyone funnels down the same sinkhole of having to do the same thing to be able to get any wins, and that's what I wish they would change. But ultimately, JG, yep, I agree with and I agree and disagree with a lot of everything of all of your points there. Black EMH says, are you considering doing Maldini? What's your opinion on him? Great centre back, and a big fan of him when I use him in draft. The thing that's going to turn me away from doing Maldini is the simple fact that now that we're going to move away from first owner Road to Glory, and I have already, although I haven't played with a player that's not first owner, I have already now moved away. I take this video as we are no longer first owner Road to Glory, okay? So when I get the coins at hand to buy a player, I will buy them, and because of that, because I already have Team of the Year Varane, Team of the Year Ramos will be my second centre-back. So my next two purchases, I think the next 4 players that I want to put into the team is that Robben Team of the Year, that Robben End of Era, Thierry Henry Prime Icon, Marcelo and Ramos Team of the Year cards, and then I'll start working towards the Team of the Year attackers, the Mbappes and Neymars and such, depending on how long we've got until Team of the Season. Maybe I can get one in between now and then, maybe I can't, and then we just use the coins that we've been saving up to start purchasing other cards. Also want to get the Lala card as well, the right back headliner Lala. I think he'll be a good addition to the squad as well. Greg Liat says, I feel like you'll say that you want those good rewards and just not end up playing due to you not enjoying the game. It's definitely a possibility, my man, you know. It is definitely a possibility. I'm playing more FIFA right now, funnily enough, than I have done in a long time. Like, just today alone, I already played and won 2 drafts. I played 5 games of Champs, 2 games of Rivals. So I'm already like, I don't know, 15, 16 games in. Quick math, am I right? So like 15 games in, and I'll probably play another 5 to 8 games throughout the night. Playing 20 games in a day of FIFA has been something I haven't done in a very long time. So I'm playing FIFA considerably more now than I have done in a very long time. I'm also going to be playing through all those weekly objectives. Lots and lots to play for. We've got Bobby Gallagher says, is the outline for your facecam carnival themed? Potentially the video was there. Yeah, I have like 6 or 7 facecams now. They're all themed from one promo or another, or a card type or another. So see if you can spot the one that is there today. I might make it an easy one for you today. And then last but not least, Junyu Wang says, can you not just reduce points down to the lower end of Division 1 and enjoy good rewards? And that's pretty much exactly what I'm going to do. I kind of talked about it at the start of the video here. My aim is to just not relegate myself, but drop myself down to like 1900 ELO, build back up to 2100 or so, drop back down again, and just get easier games, great rewards, and be able to enjoy FIFA. This, though, guys, is going to be the end of the video. If you did enjoy it, be sure to leave a like, rating, comment, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. But for now, guys, I'm out. Peace.